hereby charge Kilo Squad with desertion, cowardice, trespassing, the theft of experimental military technology, and treason. Does that sound about right to you, Lieutenant Baird?
Gears of War Judgment takes the neck-heavy series back to the events of Emergence Day, the day the Locust emerged out of the ground and everyone realised that this race of terrifying lizard monsters with chainsaws probably weren't looking to establish peaceful contact. You play Kilo Squad as they protect the city of Halvo Bay, including returning characters Damon Baird and Augustus Cole, as well as some new characters.
Emergence Day is fresh, it's new, particularly one of our new characters, Sofia Hendrick. She is a cadet of the Onyx Guard. It's kind of like the elite forces of the COG army, but she's fresh out of the academy. So she's very by the book. She knows what she's supposed to do, but she doesn't have that battlefield experience to really make the right decision at, in a moment's notice. On the flip side, we've got Garron Paduk. Now, he's a member of the UIR, who is the old enemy of the COG. And in fact, the UIR were just defeated in the Pendulum Wars just a few months before Emergence Day. So Garron actually has had some combat experience with the Locust, and he's familiar with the General Karn, who is currently attacking Halvo Bay. So he's kind of like their little nugget of knowledge, one of the few things they've got to their advantage in this battle.
More grubs with grappling hooks!
Most of the focus is on Baird, however, a character that even people can fly admit is divisive.
Well, Baird has been a fan favorite. Actually, he's a little bit divisive. Either you love him or you hate him. But to me, that just makes him interesting. And actually, we haven't really told his story before. You've got kind of the backstory of Marcus Phoenix. You learn a little bit of Cole's background when you go to his hometown in Gears 3. Even Dom, you've got the story of his wife, but Baird, we never really dove into, why is he so snarky? Why does he have this problem with authority? So in Gears of War Judgment, he's actually a lieutenant. Well, why is he a private in the later games? Well, this is your chance to find out.
Fire in the hole!
Being a people can fly character who has a problem with authority, Baird brings to mind Bulletstorm's Grayson Hunt. Here's Grayson.
I'll kill your dick! How about that, huh? Speaking of dick-killing parties.
And here's Baird.
Baird here. Lieutenant Baird, actually. I'm the kind of COG who values results over rules.
You're a live wire maverick, Baird. Around here we do things by the book.
Health Inspector!
One of the more interesting aspects of Judgment is the way it tells its story.
The game opens with Kilo Squad handcuffed, being led out of a helicopter into a courtroom right in the middle of a battle. The city is on fire around them. And the judge, Colonel Loomis, is putting Kilo Squad on trial for war crimes. So we frame the story with each character sort of telling their own little piece of the story, each character giving their own testimony. The first mission is Baird talking about how Kilo Squad was assigned to go protect the Museum of Military Glory. And he sort of goes into why things didn't go quite how they should have because of the actions of the Locust and because of the missing intel on the COG side. And after that, you get to play through each of the other characters and sort of see their own side of the story.
Interestingly, however, the fact that the missions are based on testimony allows People Can Fly to introduce an element of the unreliable narrator in a series of mission modifiers they call Declassified.
The Declassified system in Gears of War Judgment allows players to sort of see a side of the story that may not have been in the best interest of Kilo Squad to tell to the judge. For instance, in the first chapter, there's a section where Kilo Squad has to go investigate a COG convoy that was ambushed by the Locust. Well, in the standard version of the story, Kilo Squad gets there. The COG are already all dead, unfortunately, but there are some Locusts present, so Kilo Squad kills them. Pretty straightforward. But the Declassified version of the story may be Kilo Squad had run out of ammo right before getting there, and they were forced to pick up the Locust weapons and use them against the COG. Now, this is something that maybe is not to Kilo Squad's advantage when they're telling the story to the courtroom, and a lot of our Declassified missions follow that sort of same framework. There's some detail about it that changes, either the weapons that Kilo Squad had available, or the enemies that were there, or something about the environmental conditions. Maybe the COG government or the COG army was doing something that maybe they shouldn't have been doing, and it's a little bit contentious what was happening. So this is your chance as a player to unlock that part of the story and get just a little bit of extra challenge along with it.
Declassifying missions is a key element to earning stars, Gears of War Judgment's progression system that unlocks all the usual rewards like weapons and characters, along with the big prize, an entire new campaign known as Aftermath, which links the events of Emergence Day and the events of Gears of War 3.
Actually, what you do is you get to play as Baird, Cole, and Carmine. They sort of split off near the end of Gears of War 3, sent to retrieve more troops and more supplies, and this is kind of what happens to them when they split off. It's a great way to sort of get that side story, but also to see, well, in fact, they go to Halvo Bay, so you get to see the city of Halvo Bay 18 years later, after it's been destroyed by the Locust and flooded after Jacinto sinking, and all kinds of bad stuff has happened.
Steeped in Gears lore and full of backstory and nods to the rest of the series, Gears of War Judgment feels like pure fan service. No bad thing, as the series has a ton of fans, but it's maybe not the place to start if you've never played a Gears game before. Anyone expecting People Can Fly to take the series in radical new directions won't find that here, but they are attempting to mix up the formula, and some of the new mechanics and characters look like they'll do much to elevate this above a glorified map pack. We'll see for sure when the game is out in a few weeks. Now please enjoy this montage of noisy action.